Hi everyone, my name is Reza Hedayati and I'm the design director at To The Sky. And welcome to this deep dive video of our game Godbreakers. Today I'm gonna showcase our new archetype, new biome, new enemies and also some cool item synergies. I just defeated Ur, which is the boss of the demo that we have out right now on Steam. Today I'm playing by myself, but you can play it up to 4 players, so please go check it out. I picked up some loot that synergizes really well with the build I have today. I'm gonna talk more about that later in this video. In the full game, once you defeated a boss, you can interact with them to progress the quest line in the biome. But for today, I'm gonna head over to the next biome. So this is our map screen. Here you can see all of our 6 biomes that we have in Godbreakers. After you defeat a boss, you will be presented with this map and you can choose where to go. And today I feel for misery, pain and suffering. So I'm gonna head over to Sabwath. Sabwath's biome is all about pain, misery and suffering. And also wet socks. The look I have on me now is thanks to the fragments I have equipped on my character. So let's take a look at them. The fragments that I have equipped are focusing on backstab damage. And each time I perform a backstab, I will gain a buff and enemies will gain a debuff. And if they have a debuff on them, they will explode. And this synergizes really well with my weapon ability that will do backstab damage. We are really looking forward to seeing what builds, combinations and synergies you guys will come up with. Here in this room you will see a new enemy, the Wrecker. He has a powerful slam that can knock down the player. And the wretches here, they can apply poison, so I need to be careful how I engage them and how I position myself. In Godbreakers, the combat is like a dance. It's all about the fluidity and responsiveness and how you move around the enemies and engage them in a tactical way. What I just did there was a Godbreak. I absorbed the enemy's power, but more on that a little bit later. I'm using my mobility to get behind the Wrecker to apply debuffs via my backstab attacks. And now that he dies, he creates a big explosion, dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Sometimes the player will find chests in the environment, so make sure to look around. This time I got items that will buff my healing received, but also the rate at which I can Godbreak enemies. Now I will use the height advantage from the grapple hook to initiate the combat. Grapple hooks are scattered around the levels and are a good way to traverse the environment. I got hit by poison here. The good thing is we have a cleansing shrine that can cleanse you from poison. But you need to be careful because it also cleanses the enemies. So I'm gonna damage the Spitter here, get him down to low health and then steal his power. Now that I have Spitter's ability, I can line up the attack and stun these 2 wretches and leave them in a pool of acid. This is the main feature in Godbreakers, to steal enemies' power and use that against them. One of the goals with Godbreakers was to create a fast-paced, fluid and responsive gameplay, where you as the player can always cancel your abilities and your attacks, and you do that through the dash mechanic. With the dash, you can always cancel wherever you are in an ability or attack chain. As you can see here in the gameplay, I'm constantly moving around, cancelling my attacks, finding opportunity to steal enemies' power and use that against them. With the archetype I'm playing today, the Twin Blades, I can quickly move around my enemies and create opportunity and space for myself. With my build, I'm trying to find good opportunities to get backstabs in, to buff myself and also debuff the enemy. The Twin Blades is an expert weapon at creating distance but also closing the gap quickly. Each enemy in Godbreakers have a unique ability to absorb, but we are leaving some of that up for you to explore. In this encounter, I want to set off a trap to lure the enemies in to deal damage to them, but also to apply poison. In Godbreakers, we want to create a sweaty palm experience where you're always sitting on the edge of your seat. Each encounter tests the player's agility, but also responsiveness with the controller. And also the tactical awareness of which enemy to Godbreak next. The wretch here dropped an item. These items are called Essence. Essences are stackable items that will buff you throughout your run. They also synergize with your fragments. So therefore, it's in your best interest to try and figure out what essence will benefit your fragments the best. This will enable you to find the most powerful builds and combinations. Up next is the Dredger, Sabbath's mini-boss. One of many intense battles you will experience in a full version of Godbreakers, releasing later this year on PC and PlayStation 5. To get the latest update, follow us on social media. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for release date.